Streamlit. This is an application where you can deploy your AI applications. For example, let's say that you are a junior developer and you have created an AI system that you want to try it out. For example, you are doing data analysis and you want to test or you want to create this platform where you can share with your manager, you can share with people to see the progress of the data analysis that you have done. Actually, this is an AI-powered platform. For example, we have created our system here that detects some health issues. For example, we have the simulated health data that we have simulated with the AI. Then we have anomaly detection. Then we have some few records, that is the model evaluation, then the visualization. Now we can see we have these features that we have added right here. And when we change the features, you can see the graph changes and some of these parts change. So just observe here, if I change anything on any of these bars, then the data changes and the numbers changes. Now, how can you come up with a system just like this? You need to have a Streamlit account. Go create a Streamlit account. It's just streamlit.io/cloud, and then you'll be able to create your first applications right here. What next do you need to have? You need to have a GitHub account where you are going to deploy your code into. For example, let's work on this code here. In this code here, we have imported the Streamlit module. Then we have analyzed our data with pandas, matplotlib. We have analyzed our data with sklearn. We have also imported the date time modules. Now here, section 1 is basically doing the data simulation. Section 2 is doing the data processing, make sure that the data is clean and making sure that the data is well processed. Anomaly detection, if you detect anything in that data, remember it's a medical record. Then the model evaluation. Here we are going to evaluate how our data is looking like. Then we are going to return a data frame, the table that we have seen. Then here I'm going to simulate the Streamlit UI. The Streamlit UI, I'm going to have the page configuration and the page titles, everything. I'm going to create the sidebar, and this is the sidebar. You're going to create this sidebar right here. Very simple. This is the sidebar. Here we are defining the number of users, the minutes, the other containers, here the contaminations. Then also you can simulate now the display, simulate and display. Here is basically displaying the data frame. Then after displaying the data frame, we have the pre-processing and the detection that we are going to deploy or to display right here. Now after that, we have simulated the evaluation setup. The evaluation setup is right here. Then we also deploy or display the evaluation report. So the evaluation report, then we are going to display the visualization. And the visualization is basically these beautiful graphs right here. Now, how can you deploy this system on Streamlit? And with this only 100 lines of code, you have your working Streamlit dashboard. It's very simple. First of all, make sure that you create a GitHub account, then you deploy your code to GitHub. So let's create that GitHub account and then just push our code to GitHub, and then I'm going to show you how. First of all, create a GitHub repository. You can make it public or private. I'll leave it public. Then I'll create that repository. After creating that repository, I'm going to push this code to GitHub. As you can see, my code has been pushed to GitHub. So if we refresh on our GitHub, our code is right here. So this is the code that we are going to create, and always make sure that you have a requirements.txt file with all your packages that you need to be integrated with Streamlit or that they are using in your platform right here. So we have our requirement.txt file. Then now let's deploy this to Streamlit. You just go to Streamlit, then Streamlit/cloud, then you just join a community cloud. Then inside the community cloud here, you can create your first app. If you don't have your app, you can create your app. Just click on create app. Then you can deploy a public app from GitHub. Make it public, deploy it a public app from GitHub. Then you can select, always whenever you are creating an account, make sure that you create an account with GitHub when it comes to Streamlit. So I'm going to go here, and I know this is my project name, Streamlit demo. Then I'm going to go to Streamlit. Then I'm just going to paste that, and as you can see, it can detect this. Then select your branch, that is the master branch, and your main file. As you can see in my code, my main file is index.py. So make sure your main file is the main file that is running your application. Then I'm just going to easily click on deploy. Then you are going to wait for it to deploy. As it deploys, you can check on the bottom right, then you can see the progress of your deployment if you are getting any errors. As you can see, our application is deploying, Streamlit is already installed, processing all the steps. You can see all the configuration steps here, they are running, and let's wait. So you can see we have deployed our system right here. That was too fast in deploying our application on Streamlit. You can see we have this beautiful UI right here. So whenever we play around with our bars here, you can see the data is changing. Even this bar affects the second bar. So if we change the number of users here, you can see it is also affecting this. If we change the number of users here, you can see it's affecting this. So this, and also you can see, and the anomaly rates, you can see it's affecting every single part. Yeah, that's it. And you can actually download this report and save it. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.